Welcome back to the IE427 garage, everybody. I've got some LED headlight bulbs for the workbench. And what Mrs. IE427 and I found on our last trip to Texas was that at the times that we were driving at night, boy, were other cars' headlights way brighter than ours. So, you know, the truck's 30 years old. It's a 1995, and headlight technology has come a long way in all that time. So we've got some headlight capsules that are LED that we're going to try swapping out on this thing for our next trip and seeing how they do. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to install those. All right, so this is what I bought. I bought these LED capsules from a company called, what is it, ALA? Advanced LED Lighting for Automotives. So you can tell just by their name that they're probably not an American company. But regardless, these are going to be model specific. So for instance, the truck here uses a 9007 style halogen bulb now, and so you want to make sure that you get the same style that you have in your vehicle now. Now, I made this mistake before. I simply went to the parts store and I grabbed a set of replacement headlights that looked the same, that had the same connector, but they didn't operate the same. So basically, when I went to hit the high beams, they just stayed on low beam because of the way that the headlight bulbs themselves were wired. They were not compatible with the truck, even though they had the same connector. So make sure that you get the model-specific replacements for your vehicle. And they even have these in an H4, which would be a high beam, low beam, the style that I use in Slytherin. So the headlights that I put in Slytherin are basically a headlight shell with the tri-bars with replaceable H4 lamps in them. So I could potentially put the same style LED lamps in Slytherin if I chose to do that. Now, I'm not ready to do that. We don't drive Slytherin at night, and if we do, it's not that often, and the headlights have never been an issue when we have been forced to drive it at night, so I'm not in a big hurry to do that. But this is something that I might do, like on the work truck Ranger, because we do drive that at night, and we've noticed that you know, as we get older, the road signs and everything else get a little bit, you know, harder to see, and so with just brighter headlights, it would help us out a whole lot. And even on the HHR that Mrs. IE427 drives, you know, we could probably replace those. But we're going to start with the truck. We're going to see how well these do. Now, these were not that expensive. I could have spent 3 or 4 times the money I spent just on probably higher quality. But all the ones that I'm reviewing were pretty much from the same company. So I'm going to try these. These were kind of the middle of the road replacements, and they came as retrofits, so they're supposed to be plug and play. So I want to try these first, and if you know, here on the workbench, we can get some good use out of them, then we'll see about maybe replacing some of the others in the other vehicles later. So let me get these unboxed. I'll show you what they look like, and then we'll see about putting them in, at least on one side, while I've got the camera rolling so you guys can see how hard or how easy it is. All right, so in the box, we have instructions. We've got a couple of tie wraps, and then we have the LED capsules, the lights themselves. And so basically what it is it's a connector, which acts as the adapter to plug into your existing headlight connector. There's an LED driver that's contained within this box right here, and then the headlight capsule itself. And this portion of the light, from what I read in the instructions, unscrews, and then the existing adapter that is on your headlight housing goes onto this, and then this adapter goes back over it, and then the whole light clips in. The nice thing about these is that you should be able to adjust the light pattern simply by twisting this collar. But we'll see as we put those in how easy or how hard that is to do, and then we'll see if we can maybe turn the headlights on and see how much adjustment it actually gives us. All right, I'm going to pick the easy side because there's a battery on both sides of the car. So there's a battery here, there's a battery over there. The difference is that side has the air intake sitting on top of the battery as well, and I don't feel like pulling all that apart just to show you guys how to change this light bulb. So we're going to concentrate on this one here. It is the upper connector right here, so the headlight's on top. You can see that there. So we're going to see if we can pull that apart, if I can get my big old paws in here. Get that loose. Okay, so that came out. And we got the bushing or the connector off of there. You can see there's the connector right there for the light bulb itself. And now the light bulb, if I remember, it should spin out of there. But let me check and we'll see if that's the case. No, it doesn't spin, it just kind of pulls out of there. It's just been in there for a while. There's probably a gasket on there, and that's what holds it in. Yeah, there's a rubber gasket around the outside. So I'm going to grab the new one and see how it matches up to this one here, see if there's anything I need to harvest off of this light bulb itself, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, I had to modify the ring by cutting it down. So if you remember, this ring was about an inch longer, and that was to allow this pigtail here to come out and not basically be turned at an angle so sharp that I couldn't get it out. And on top of that, I probably wouldn't have been able to get this portion of the light bulb to sit in there properly because it's flared out a little bit, and it would have been a tight fit. So I cut an inch of the collar off. Basically, the collar just covered up the existing light connector, which is now going to be relocated to here anyways, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. All right, so there it is installed. I'll move this out of the way real quick. You can see that locking ring is cut down, and so it all fits in there, and I'm going to see if I can get in there to rotate the bulb, and that's how they say that you can like kind of aim these things. So you can see I can turn it to the right, and I can turn it to the left a little bit, and supposedly you'll be able to fine-tune the beam coming out of the headlight to best suit your needs. So we'll see. We'll turn these on and we'll see how it works. All right, so you can hear the fan in there running. So that's how the lamp itself is cooled. And then let's look over here to see the low beam setting of the headlight over here, right? So there's the low beam over here, and here's the low beam over here. Now I'm going to go hit the brights, and we're going to see how much difference that is side to side. All right, so I got Mrs. IE 427 inside. Let's go ahead and flip them onto high beam, and they just went to high, and then back to low beam, and then went back to low beam. And you can see over on the other side, we've got it on low now. We'll go ahead and hit high beam, and then we'll take it back to low beam. And that's just nowhere near the amount of light that these put off over here. So pretty cool. All right, I am going to get in there and do the other side, but you guys don't need to watch me do that. It's going to be much the same. The only difference is I've got a lot more stuff to disconnect before I get in there. I'm hoping that I won't have to pull the battery, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Anyways, if you are enjoying the content here, please do the like, the share, the subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.